What's good, everybody? Welcome to another episode of my hip hop review. Special shout out to my boy Alberto Arias for requesting to do this album. It is none other than. Give me a second. Lord Finesse's third and his final album to date. I will say his final album, The Awakening, released in 1996 on Penalty Records. Alright. It only came out with about. It came out with officially one single, which is Hip to the Game. But actual facts and gameplay, they had videos for those, so I guess there was like some street singles, I guess. Lord Finesse produced this album with Mike Lowe and Jesse West. So for those of you who don't know who Lord Finesse is, he is a member of the D.I.T.C family, one of the best hip hop producers of all time, and things of that nature. He got his start with his partner DJ Mike Smooth and stuff like that. And he's from the Bronx, by the way. And they signed to Wild Pitch Records, where they dropped their debut album, Funky Technician, which was a hip hop classic, if you ask me. Like one of the best hip hop albums to ever come out that year. And so that was the same year he formed D.I.T.C. And they had like Showbiz and AG, Diamond D. And then future members came like Big L, Rest in Peace, Fat Joe, OC, and Buck Wow. Fast forward to 92, he dropped his second album, Return of the Funky Man. Which this album, in my opinion, this album was like a much better album than Funky Technician, a bit more funky and darker and shit like that. And so it was after this album was released that he started producing for a lot of cats and shit like that. Like, of course, Big L, he produced for Biggie. Like, he produced Suicidal Thoughts for Biggie. Check out my Ready to Die review I did a while back. And so, around 95, 96, he was recording, of course, this album, which is The Awakening and shit. Let's see, what was the album? So, guest appearances include Doo-Wop, OC, KRS-One, MC Lyte, Marquis, Akinyele, Showbiz, Diamond D, AGE, Kid Capri, Sadat X, Large Professor, and Grand Pooba. Yeah, very this album right here is just a very dope album, but I'm gonna save much of my opinion for later on. But anyway, like, basically, certain songs off this album, like, interludes and shit like that, like, and one thing about this whole album is, like, the beats they would pick for. Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all say that for later because I don't want to reveal. I want to talk about the songs first. So yeah, how many songs off this album? 15 plus a hidden track. The first song is called The Sermon. Pretty nice way to start off the whole album and shit like that. Then it gets to Time to Bounce, featuring Doo-Wop. Dope song right there. I love the beat to that shit. Has more like that mid-90s like cruising music and shit like that. Then we get to True and Living, featuring no. That song is actually a Finesse solo track. So yeah, True to Living. Basically, what I got from that song is stay true to yourself and stuff like that. Don't just follow the crowd and stuff. That's what I got from that song. Track number 4, Oh Lord, featuring OC. Boy, OC, definitely one of my favorite lyricists of all time. He straight up murdered this fucking track, like really. One of his best, like, performances ever. And he does shine a bit on this album too. Then we get to Brainstorm slash PSK No Gimmicks remix, featuring OC again and KRS One, and that beat has got to be the best beat off this album. It's like a grimy, dark beat and shit like that. And basically, the song's talking about like you talking about, of course, gimmicks in the hip hop game and attacking MCs and shit. Like it's more like a braggadocio-ish slash battle rap song. That beat was definitely perfect for KRS One and stuff like that. Like, and that's the thing too. Like, my favorite years for KRS One is of course '87 to about 2001. But from '92 to '97, he was definitely at his prime and shit like that. And he was definitely at his prime that time. Like dope song. Then we got Taking It Light with MC Light, which is basically a short kind of like interlude, if you want to say. Then we have, oh, wait, hold that thought. Sorry about that. I had to fix something on my camera. But anyway, other than that, next song is called Gameplay, and that song basically features Marquis. I don't know who Marquis is and stuff like that. I don't even know who Marquis is, so if you guys know, put it on the comment section below. Gameplay, pretty smooth track. One thing that always struck me about this song was definitely his wordplay and shit like that. Like, and that's the thing too about Lord Finesse. He always can give you some slick wordplay. Like, I'm gonna pull up some lyrics right now just to show it to you. Like he says this one line. Oh, where is that? Where is that? I'm one bad soldier. I was flexing before Mad Cobra. I got so much charm, even if you with your moms. I play it cool like the Fonz, whether weekends, Monday through Friday. I know this ain't Burger King, but I still have it my way. Like, this the way he plays, like, with his words and, like, his metaphors and similes, like, just so dope and shit like that. That's what always struck me about that song. Then we get to, Gameplay. We got Words from the AK interlude, which has Akinyele. For those of you who don't know what Akinyele is, he's an MC from Queens and shit like that. You guys might, if you guys heard that song, like, put it in your mouth, I mean your motherfucking mouth. That was the dude who made that song, like. And he was also in the live at the barbecue too, from the main source album Breaking Atoms, which you guys should know is Nas's first appearance on Wax. Yeah, so he did his thing, but we all know the story with that. I'm not even gonna get. But yeah. So yeah, that's just a little interlude for that. And it was another dope beat that was wasted and shit. Flip the Style is the next song. It's a braggadocio song, but it's kind of crazy because the first verse was taken from a freestyle that Finesse did with KRS One, from what I looked up. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Then we get to Showtime featuring Showbiz. That song was pretty good. That song was, well, it was an interlude, like a little short interlude / song, whatever. Then we get to Speak Your Piece featuring Diamond D, AG, and Marquis. Yeah, that song, another cool song right there. Diamond D, he did his thing, but AG just stole the show on that one. Then we get to Food for Thought, which is like a storytelling song and stuff like that. It tells a story about this kid. He grew up like a nice guy, but he rarely gets respect in the hood and stuff like that. So in order to get respect, he started changing his attitude, changing his style. He started selling drugs. And he realized that people only liked him because of his new lifestyle, even the girl he was with. So he told this girl like he didn't want to be with her anymore. Like she's shady as fuck. And next thing you know, where like she became like scandalous and she got him killed at the end. So yeah, very it's kinda like a sad song, but it is what it is. Then we get the kid himself featuring Kid Capri, an interlude, and which leads to Hip to the Game and stuff like that with Kid Capri. Um, that song is kind of considered it's a cool song, but now it's kind of considered controversial because from you guys should know that Mac Miller, he actually took the instrumental for use it for his song Kool-Aid and Frozen Pizza and stuff like that. So it's crazy now because like I think Lord Finesse actually got at him for that stuff. So yeah, that's the thing too. You know, kind of fucked up. But then we have No Gimmicks featuring KRS-One, self-explanatory. That those lyrics on the song were so ahead of its time because most of the lyrics kind of apply to today's hip hop in general and shit like that. When it comes to like gimmicks, like some of the lines they were saying was, "Now rapper, because if you ain't real, I'm bringing it to your face like acne. Rappers run scams and flim flams on how they gonna get loose when they rusty like a tin man. They rap fast trying to stack cash, but on the real to real, yo, they still sounding half-assed. Yelling and screaming like they got something when they ain't got nothing, so them niggas can stop fronting." Like, he was just going in on that song and shit like that. Shoot. But yeah, and the last song, which is actually a hidden track, is called Actual Facts, featuring Sadat X, Large Professor, and Grand Poobah. Nice way to end off the album and stuff like that. Yeah, nice way to end off the whole album and shit. So cool, pretty cool song. Sadat X really killed that shit in my opinion. And that's all the songs off this album. Overall, pretty good album and shit like that. Probably like my favorite Lord Finesse album. But there's one quick gripe I just want to get out the system. This is the same problem I have with exhibits at the speed of life. The interludes, y'all, the producers just waste those perfect beats on the interlude and shit like that. And some of the beats on the interludes, they just sound so better if there was actual song. Can you imagine if those were actual songs and stuff like that? But that was just my only gripe. Like, I love the production on this record and shit like that. You saw Lord Finesse like really just expanding his sound and shit. And yeah, very good album. If you just want like a chill album to listen to, this is the perfect album and stuff like that. What else about this album? Nah, I think that's it. I think this album is kind of a bit hard to come by and shit like that, so you have to like really look hard and shit. But Lord Finesse, The Awakening, 1996. Stay tuned for more. Peace.